What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Game Friend Daniel, aka Big D. And today we are going to be modding this PlayStation Vita. There's some hacks on here that we can do with the PlayStation Vita without any PC requirements. So follow this step by step, and we'll go ahead and mod / hack this PlayStation Vita. This is the 1000 model that I have. This is the original PlayStation Vita that originally launched with the OLED screen. You can also do the 2000 model, aka the slim model, but in this video I have the original. So let's go ahead and just make sure you're on 3.74 before you do this hack. It could brick your console if you in the process of jailbreaking and your battery dies. So just to be safe, I'd plug in your charger just to make sure. Go to web browser here, and this right here is the web address we want to have in to continue the next step. Here we have where PlayStation Vita jailbreak. We'll go ahead and unlock my Vita. We'll go ahead and hit unlock. Alright, so I couldn't get it to pop up. If you don't get it to pop up the first time, just close out the web browser, retype in the address, and do it again until you get this screen right here. And this is the screen we want right here. If you see this message here, if you're on the PlayStation Vita Slim model, the 2000, you just go right here and install Handheld. But if you're on the PlayStation Vita model that I'm on, the original OLED version, then you go down to replace near with Vita deploy. You click on that, go ahead and continue. So to continue, you hit square. There you go. It's gonna install, and it's gonna reboot. It is updating database. So alright, so we go back to that website, go ahead and unlock, and if it works, it should close out the website. And okay, weird, mine resetted, but it's supposed to go back to just do it again. So don't freak out if it does that. Just keep trying again until you get back to the screen. Now we can go ahead and hit install Handheld, or however you say that, whatever. Click on that second one right there, and now we can install it. Alright, once it's done, go ahead and click exit. Let it close out. Alright, so now we want to go to system settings. And if it worked right, we have a Handheld settings, and we want to enable unsafe homebrew. Go ahead and check mark that. Alright, so we go back to our home screen and go ahead and click on the new settings called VDEP. So we click on that. Alright, so we click on the last one here, but hit right here, create internal memory card. We'll go ahead and click on that. It will say if you understood. If anything goes wrong, nothing can be recovered. So do this at your own risk. If it bricks your console, do this at your own risk, and it lets you know, yes, I understand. So from here, alright, so go ahead and highlight default XXX. We'll click on that, and then just hit any button to reboot. Now we're rebooting. What we do is go back to settings, and we want to go to and get to the storage. We are going to hit format memory card, and make sure you click the removable memory card. So make sure you uncheck your actual memory card that's inside your system. You don't want to format that. We just want to format the internal memory card of 1 GB. Go ahead and hit next, and we'll format. So just hit yes, and it's gonna do another restart. It's just a whole process. I'm going to click on unlock my Vita. Click on unlock. And if it works, you get back to this screen. And what we're clicking on is install Vita deploy. Once it says all done, hit exit. And we're going to go back to the settings here. And we just want to go back to the Handheld and just make sure that that unsafe homebrew is still checked. And we're going to go to the new settings right here, and you know it's new because it's bouncing up and down. We're going to click on this. And what we're going to do is install a different OS, and we're going to click 3.65 install. We'll click on that, and it's going to install the last update of 3.65. So if you think about it, we're kind of downgrading the update, but it's going to be totally worth it. Yes, do you want to confirm? We're going to hit ES by hitting X. So it's going to reboot. Alright, so now we are updating on the official system update. So once that updates, it's going to reboot. Alright, so we're going to make sure that we are on the old system update. So we go to settings, go to system, and we are 3.65. And what we're going to do is hit auto start settings, and we're going to uncheck download update files for system software. So we're going to uncheck that so that way it does not update in the future when we connect to Wi-Fi. To this settings, make sure all the check marks are checked, hit spoof version, and we're going to make sure it says 3.74. Vita deploy right here. We're going to go to this settings, and we're going to go to app downloader and make sure ITLS is checked, and then scroll up and click on download selected apps, and this is going to do a series of downloading. Close it out, and now we have another new app right here. Click on it, and we're going to go ahead and install the full package. And this is going to take a while, but once it does, it'll reboot once again. Your storage now, since we have a jailbroken Vita, you can buy one of these adapters dirt cheap, and you can pretty much install any micro SD into the Vita, and you don't have to worry about them pesky expensive memory cards that were specifically for the Vita. And that's what kind of made the Vita die the way it did, because of how expensive the memory was for those. I remember buying just a little 4 gigabyte that was like $60 back then for 4 gigabytes. But no more with this jailbroke. You can just take any micro SD. I have a 256 right here gigabyte, 256 gigabyte. You slide it in right so. What the memory cards would look like on this. This is the original Sony PlayStation Vita memory card. That's what they look like. Right now I have a 16 gigabyte. The prices kind of dropped on them a little bit, but that's mainly what killed the Vita, was the less support and the expensive memory cards. This adapter goes right where the game goes, and that is right here. So we remove our copy of Black Ops Declassified. It's pretty much Black Ops 1. And we'll install our 256 gigabyte. Go ahead and go back to Vita deploy. And we want to tell the system pretty much the SD card is inserted. So we want to go to right here. Then we go down to format storage. Click on format. Make sure it says SD to Vita and text fat right there. If it says that, go ahead and click on format. Vita will recognize the micro SD inserted into the Vita. Now it says it's formatted, so now we're good to go. So once you're done, you back out and go to mount SD to Vita. Click on that and it will now mount that SD for your main storage. Back out here. And we're going to go to app downloader. And we're going to find something that looks like YAM. Yep, YAM installer. Check mark it. And go ahead and install. Close it out. And then we should have another new app to click on. Boot it up. Light version, so that's the first one. And it's gonna reboot. Once rebooted, we're gonna go back to settings. So we go to settings. And what we're gonna do is go to storage. So that would be in the device settings. And then storage. And we're going to check mark the YAM. And just make sure that the ST2 Vita and the idle, all that stays the same. The system. Well, let's back out of this. And then we'll shut down the system. The system is definitely getting a workout by turning on and off constantly. But we're almost done. We're going to go to Vita deploy. We're going to go to app downloader and checkmark Vita shell. Click on download. Open up the new app. You know it's new because it's bouncing up and down. And right here we're going to open Vita shell. Alright, so this one's important. Follow my exact step. We're going to go to UXO folder. Alright, scroll down, hit triangle, and we're going to click on mark all. And what we're going to do is copy all this. So we hit triangle again and go down to copy. And we're going to go to UMA. Hit X. And right here is where we're going to paste it. So we hit triangle and click on paste. And we're just going to paste everything that we copied over to this folder. Alright, so just to let you know, this is going to take a while, so definitely take a break, do whatever you got to do. This is going to take a while, so go ahead and get yourself another snack or whatever. But yeah, just be patient with this one and let it do its thing. You finally get it to work, which it took me several tries because it kept coming up error, and that's because the Vita tries to lock itself on standby when you're not touching the screen for a while. So just keep that in mind when you're copying that, and it takes about an hour just to copy everything. It took me about 2 hours because I had to do it like 3 times. And I just made sure I kept the Vita from not locking itself going in screensaver. You guys, so finally got them all on there. If you can't get them all on there, just copy and paste one by one on the ones that you're missing. Like me, I was having issues of them pasting all of them. So the ones that it wouldn't paste, I just copied one by one. I would hit copy, and then I go back over and then just paste it. So however you gotta do it, if you gotta paste it one by one, or if you can get them all, that's good, but just make sure you have all of these. That's done, you close it out, and we go to our settings here, and what we want to do is go to device, storage, and we want to make sure the Vita can recognize the SD card. So we make the UXO SD Vita, and then UMA to memory card. Close it out. And sorry, I'm cooking in the background. It's currently the next day because I had trouble with that one step. Before we go to the next step, we gotta power it down. Just make sure that is SD2 Vita and that one is memory card. So now we go ahead and power it down. It's rebooted. We'll go to our settings, and we want to go to system, and we just want to make sure that our memory card is working. So it says 249 gigabyte. I have 237 gigabyte of free space, and now we can download more stuff. So we're on the final steps. Time, we're gonna go to Vita deploy right here. We're gonna load that up for the last time. And we're gonna go to app downloader, and we have a bunch of stuff we're gonna download now. Just make sure you have these highlighted. So we got the Vita DB downloader, the Adrenaline, so that's like a PSP firmware, PKG, make sure that's highlighted, custom theme, and PS Vita. So this gives you all the Vita games on your Vita. Click on download and let it do its thing. Go ahead and close it out, and now we have all these new apps. Show you, I went to Adrenaline app, and you hit X to install and download the PSP emulator, and now you'll have a whole list of PSP games as well as Vita games. Pretty cool. And now it is booting up like a PSP. How crazy is that? So now we got the Vita running like a PSP now. Very cool. And I guess these are just games that I have already downloaded, just to show you. Pretty cool. Very old PlayStation Store, PSP PlayStation Store. That's crazy just looking at that. That brings back so many memories. You still have a list of downloading and extracting when you do the Vita DB, so just be aware of that. Themes, custom themes. So we have a bunch of stuff we can do here. Pretty cool. I'm definitely loving the more space on the Vita though. The Vita, with the lack of storage, was a big issue with the Vita. I was always uninstalling games just to download another game, but now I don't have to worry about that no more. Once you go to the PKG, it's going to ask you to install, download an update. You update it, and then after that, it's going to want you to go to Vita shell. And what we're going to do is do one more copy and paste. So we go ahead and find this PKG right there. We copy it, go to UMAO, just like before, and we're gonna paste it. And there we go. Load up PKG again. ahead and download. Install it through Vita shell. So you click on the PKG folder, scroll down to PKGJ 0.57. Do you want to install? Yes. Yes. Nothing pop up. Don't worry if it says like try again, hit refresh. All you gotta do is hit triangle, just click on refresh, and then it will literally download every single game for the PlayStation Vita from Europe to Japan to USA. It's a very powerful app. You have every single game from the Vita now to the PS1, PSP, everything. Look at that. So 3,461 games. And happy gaming. Game I'm downloading is a very rare game, but it's Def Jam Fights for NY, the takeover for the PSP. I originally bought this game a long time ago, but then they took it off the store, so I can't re-download it at all. But with this app, PKG, I can re-download the game and have fun with it again. I love the Def Jam Fights for NY, one of my favorite game series. And if you're downloading PSP games, it would always go to the Adrenaline app, so just remember that. I'll show you that it is working. Just to show you it's working, I'm playing a PSP game on the Vita. Really cool. So I have a whole list of games I can, just like nothing. But just to show you, it does work. And now, definitely make sure you have a big memory card. It is the first one right here, config text. And we're just gonna hit triangle and copy. Okay, then we go back and we're gonna go to UX0. And we're gonna go to the PKG right there. And we're just gonna go to the top and triangle and paste. And now the config text is in there. And now we should be good to close this out, load back up the PKG, and should be able to now download Vita games. So we'll just see if it works. Alright, so we'll see. Click X, install. Give it a sec. Okay. And that is pretty much it. You are done hacking your PlayStation Vita, and it's now jailbroken. Happy gaming, and hope this helped and bringing more life to the PlayStation Vita, my favorite handheld of all time. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to subscribe. I'm out. Peace.